This personality type is quite rare and has many strong qualities. What does it mean to have a lone wolf personality? The lone wolf is an independent, self-reliant individual who thrives in solitude and often finds peace and fulfillment away from the hustle and bustle of social interactions. This personality type is characterized by a preference for solitary activities, a deep connection with one's inner world, and a need for minimal social participation. Lone wolves aren't just introverts. They exhibit a unique blend of characteristics that set them apart. They often have a rich inner life and are deeply satisfied with themselves. Unlike other normally social creatures, lone wolves find strength and satisfaction in their independence, valuing personal space and autonomy above all else. They may enjoy activities that allow them to explore their thinking and creativity without the need for external validation or social approval. This personality type is marked by a profound sense of independence. Lone wolves not only feel comfortable being alone, but often thrive in environments that allow them to work independently and focus on their personal interests and goals. Their approach to life can be seen as both a strength and a challenge, offering a unique perspective on personal fulfillment and social interaction. In addition, the lone wolf's solitude is not necessarily a sign of loneliness or social awkwardness. Rather, it represents a conscious choice to interact with the world on their own terms. They value deep, meaningful relationships over casual acquaintances, and often associate with a small group of trusted friends rather than a large social network. Their ability to maintain a clear vision of themselves amidst societal pressures and expectations makes them fascinating and complex individuals. In short, the lone wolf personality is defined by a strong combination of independence, self-reliance, and a preference for solitude. It is a personality type that finds strength in isolation and satisfaction in self-directed activities, reflecting one's unique way of interacting with the world and one's own inner life. Lone wolf versus introverts. The difference between lone wolves and introverts is important to understand. These two personality types are similar but not equal. The lone wolf is definitely an introvert, but not all introverts are loners. Introversion is about getting energy from time alone. This doesn't mean you're antisocial or have no interest in interacting with others. It simply means you prefer to socialize in small groups and avoid doing so for long periods of time. On the other hand, the lone wolf personality means that you have very little interest in forming relationships with others or gaining their approval. He is basically an extremely introverted person with a rich inner life and a very low need for socialization. At the same time, the lone wolf is not antisocial and does not want to harm others. He's just a very reserved person who doesn't let others into his life easily and likes to keep a safe distance from them. 10 signs of the lone wolf personality. Let's explore the 10 signs of the lone wolf personality and see if you identify with them. 1. You are independent. You prefer solitary activities to group activities. While this is also true for introverts, the lone wolf goes deeper than that. If you are one of these types, your level of self-reliance is so high that you hardly need any social interaction in your life. You rarely have fun at any kind of social event. In fact, you are more likely to feel bored and lonely at a social gathering than in your own company. So if you go to a party, you will probably spend the evening sitting alone, lost in your own thoughts in a corner, while everyone else is chatting. You are very suspicious. You don't open up to people easily. To be exact, you rarely let anyone into your quiet little world. You will think twice before sharing information about yourself with those around you. The lone wolf relies only on himself and does not easily trust others. Although this is not always a good thing, because there are still many beautiful souls in the world, having a suspicious personality will keep you safe from betrayal and disappointment. This personality trait can be beneficial because, after all, the only person you are sure you will spend your life with is yourself. Being cautious means not expecting too much from others and not letting your happiness depend on them. 3. You are very independent since the lone wolf relies on internal rewards. It makes sense that he is not interested in trying to gain people's acceptance. The clear personality trait of the lone wolf is that you are not interested in fitting in or being part of a group. You are perfectly fine being alone, belonging to no one but yourself and your small family. Therefore, you will never try to make friends, seek praise, or gain people's attention in any other way. You will never engage in activities or hobbies that are solely for the purpose of gaining popularity and recognition. This is because you firmly believe that if someone wants to be a part of your life, they have to love the real you, so it is foolish to try to look or act like someone you are not. The only people a lonely person will spend time with are like-minded people who share the same interests and values in life. For you are a private person. Your privacy and personal space mean a lot to you, and you do not let anyone violate your boundaries. If someone tries to intrude on your life, you can be quite aggressive in defending your territory. This is another key difference between lone wolves and introverts. Introverts often have difficulty saying no to others and maintaining strong personal boundaries. Lone wolves are not afraid to push people away publicly, even if it seems confusing or rude. However, valuing privacy also means that you respect other people's boundaries. Therefore, you will never behave in a way that intrudes or disturbs anyone's peace. 5. You are intrinsically motivated. This is another strong trait of the lone wolf personality. You rely solely on your intrinsic motivation, which means you are not concerned with what most people in our society are looking for. Your satisfaction with completing a task or achieving a goal is the only thing that matters. You are not interested in external rewards such as praise, grades, or money. If you have accomplished something, all you want is to feel good about your work and see its positive impact on the world. 6. You are very imaginative as an introverted loner. You tend to be very focused on your inner world most of the time. You are an abstract thinker who is constantly exploring the realm of ideas, theories, and imagination. Lone wolves are often imaginative thinkers and pursue creative endeavors. They have the whole galaxy in their heads and are happy to live in their own quiet universe. This allows them to live a full life without connecting with others. 7. You have a small social circle. A loner will never waste his time with the wrong people. Being a single person means that your social circle is very small and consists of only a few people you trust and have a deep connection with. You don't see the point in having superficial relationships based on social obligation rather than genuine interest. Therefore, you will only form relationships and friendships with people who are sincere, deep, and loyal, and who resonate with you. If someone turns out to be a fake or a bad influence, you don't hesitate to cut them out of your life. 8. You are a very loyal person. Lone wolves are not people who fake relationships or pretend to be someone nicer than they are. You will never hear superficial jokes or backhanded compliments from them. If you are one, you can definitely identify yourself as an authentic person. Since you do not seek to gain the approval of others, you are not afraid to show your true self to the world. You just speak the truth and say what you think. You don't see the point in developing a fake personality to appear more likable to others. All of this also means that you are deeply loyal to the few people you have in your life. They appreciate your honesty and raw personality, and you cherish them because they are a part of your life because you have good reasons to keep them in your life. 9. You pursue creative activities. Many people with the lone wolf personality type tend to be creative in one way or another. These are the people who are the best painters, poets, and writers. They compose music, are passionate about photography, and like to work alone in silence. Because their work requires them to be independent, they have a natural desire to stay away from the rest of the world. They embrace isolation because it allows them to see details they might otherwise miss. 10. Makes you think when people ask you to talk. Lone wolves have interesting things to say. They may not be the type to make small talk, but that doesn't mean they can't engage in in-depth discussions. This distinction is a common source of confusion. Introverts are often seen as quiet, but that doesn't mean they don't like people. They just don't like talking about trivial things. Introverts are passionate people who want to make the most of their day, so they don't want to waste time on superficial conversations. If you want to know how engaging an introvert can be, just ask them an intelligent question about a topic that interests them.